YouTube family, it's the Bald Grandma here. I hope everybody's having a good day today. Yay, we didn't go to war. Thank goodness. I think if any of our people had been hurt or killed, Trump probably would have retaliated, but Iran did what they needed to do while in the process making sure that they didn't injure any of us, including giving us a heads up by telling Iraq that they were going to bomb. So thank you to Iraq for telling us about that so that we could get our troops to safety. In other news, I've told you that I would talk about my medical issues starting in 2016. And the year started normal. January, I had a physical with my primary care, and I went for my yearly mammogram, which never had a problem with it before, so I didn't think I'd have a problem. Turns out something came back abnormal, so I was called in for a repeat mammogram and ultrasound, and was sent to a breast doctor. Breast specialist sent me for a biopsy, and thank God it turned out it was only dense tissue and no cancer or anything, no mass found, nothing like that. So I was like, phew, that was done, thank goodness. Now, for the last, I don't know how many years, most of my adult life, I was told I had degenerative disc disease. Rampant in my family. My mom had it. I have it. Probably my grandma had it. So I was taking care of myself. I was going to chiropractors and keeping my back straight and trying to keep everything in line. Well, in May of 16, I was coughing, laying kind of funny in my bed, and I was coughing, and I felt incredible pain in my left leg. And I went to, my daughter got me into a neurosurgeon that she works with. And he saw me right away because of my daughter, and checked out my MRI, said that I needed to have a fusion done, L4 through S1. And so I was like, okay, whatever. Early June, I went in and had my surgery. And the doctor opened up a lot of openings that were closing and fixed some scoliosis that I had and put in 3 new discs and a cage. And I was done. Well, after that, I started having brain issues where I couldn't come up with words or thoughts. The surgeon said that it was the medication. As soon as I was off the pain meds, that I'd be fine. And I said to him, well, if I'm not, you're going to have to scan my brain. Well, turns out it didn't get better. I started seeing a neurologist because of issues with my brain and my legs and my nerve issues. I found out that I had, after getting an EMG done, I found out that I have permanent nerve damage and neuropathy at the SI node, which is right up in the hip where the sciatic nerve connects up with the spinal nerves. So I had a lot of problems with that. Also found out that I had bone growing over top of spinal nerves. So in 2017, I had to have another surgery in June to have bone chiseled off of my spinal nerve. And I found out that it was because the first doctor put extra chemical in that promotes bone growth. And it did a lot of damage. I had a little divot that had worn away in my vertebrae. And the second surgery, the surgeon tried to fill the hole in with bone chips. A few days later, while I was still in the hospital, I had a CT of my abdomen and pelvic area, and it turned out that I had lost all those bone chips. They fell out, they didn't take, and that I had a blood clot in my iliac vein. So I immediately was taken into a sterile room to have a IVF, intravenous filter, put in, so that if that blood clot broke loose, it would get shredded by the filter and would not kill me. Basically, if it went to my heart or lungs, it would have killed me. So that was put into place, and I was told it had to be in for at least 6 months. We had decided to move to Michigan, and we found a house that we paid cash for, and we closed in November. And so I decided before my insurance changed that I would go back to Tennessee. I was going back and forth, but I would have the filter taken out in December, almost 6 months to the day that I had it put in. And I had the filter removed because the blood clot had disappeared. It wasn't there anymore. So the filter was not needed. I had that removed. In March of 18, we closed on our house in Tennessee and started living permanently in Michigan. And I had decided I did not want to have any more doctor visits, urgent medical stuff done. So I took 18 off, except for having my physical mammogram, all that stuff done. So in 19, I had fallen, and I had a CT done on my neck. And they found a small bone spur and degenerative discs in my neck. And I had also had to have, because of severe leg pain, a little later on, I had to have I went to emergency, and I had a CT on my lumbar. And it showed that I had a bone spur in the lumbar. So that was in April. The doctor had sent me to a surgeon to have the lumbar taken care of. Well, the surgeon focused on the cervical vertebrae because the bone spur was poking into the spine, the spinal column itself, and spinal nerves. So I went in July of 19, and I had cervical fusion done, C4 to C6, and had my discs replaced. And now I'm still trying to get coordination and usage kind of back in my hands again. But that's done now, finally. I am trying to get an MRI on my lumbar spine so that I can get that bone spur taken care of. I'm having a lot more problems walking, more pain, more burning sensations. And I'm concerned that the bone spur is also going into my spinal cord because it is anterior, just like the cervical one. So now I'm just waiting to get an MRI so I can get surgery on that. I have also this year had a hospital visit for being sick in October. I had pneumonia. I was in the hospital for 5 days. I've also had to see a lung doctor because of that. I have to go to have a CT on my chest on the 16th in a couple weeks so that I can see if my lungs are cleared up. I've had some abnormal liver issues. The ultrasound this year showed some weird liver issues, so now I'm seeing a gastro doctor. Um, my labs have also shown some form of autoimmune disease, which is probably my Raynaud syndrome, but my doctor doesn't want to take any chances, so I get to go see a rheumatologist this month also. So this is a month of doctors, tests. Hopefully I get answers and so my health improves. So far 2020 is not turning out any better than 2019 from the start, so we'll see. So that's my story. Unfortunately, because of my first surgery, I lost my job. I was a biller for an auto parts distributor. I loved my job. I made great money. I was good at my job, and I lost it. So, people out there, take care of your backs. Eat right, exercise. Take care of your back, because once you screw it up, it'll never be the same again, and you'll keep hurting it and keep hurting it. You have to have surgery after surgery, and believe me, I know it's no fun. I don't like being on SSDI, but I don't have a choice. So, give me a like and subscribe down below, and if you have any questions, go ahead and put in the comments. If you got a similar issue, let me know. I really wish I could sue that first doctor that put that extra chemical in just because I was a smoker. And it's banned here in Michigan, so they don't even use it here. It's amazing the differences in different states. So anyway, everybody have a good night. Peace out.